A lot's being made over Ippei Mizuhara and the $16 million that he supposedly stole from Shohei Ohtani. But we at NYY Recaps have had our own betrayal, our own theft. We picked up Frankie Baseball from the airport not too long ago, and after dropping him off, we noticed that my wife's favorite Taylor Swift CD was missing.
I feel this lavender haze creeping up on me, so...
Hey, Mark Anthony Gomez here, calling you from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. Just want to say ups to you for the program. Definitely top notch. I watch it every day, and you guys are really becoming a big hit. Anyway, comment is surprised that nobody's saying anything about the whole Ozzy incident. They haven't made a big deal about it. Even though he got sat 3 days, and then suddenly, when he gets put back on the roster, he becomes like basically the star of both of the games in the doubleheader yesterday. So, wanted to know what your opinion was on that, and shout out to all the people out there in Webland.
First of all, thanks for the call. I've always wanted to check out Puerto Rico. I've heard it's beautiful, and for the kind words. Oswaldo Cabrera absolutely stepped back into the lineup with authority yesterday. He continues to swing the bat well, and with John Birdie out, he's going to be getting most of the reps at third base, even against lefties. Now, he is a switch hitter. He doesn't hit as well from the right side, but last year he didn't hit as well from the left side either, and he made some adjustments, so maybe he can make similar adjustments to the right side. I do remember him ripping one right-handed. It doesn't seem like too long ago. So I think that adjustments can be made, and right now he's playing with a lot of confidence, and confidence can do a lot for a hitter. Yogi Berra said 90% of this game is half mental, and I feel like Oswaldo's slow start last year really contributed to his down season, and his hot start this year might really contribute to a positive season. So let's hope that he keeps getting reps and keeps producing. Thanks for the call.
What's going on, Derek? My name is Edward. I'm originally from Jersey, but I'm calling you all the way from Beijing, China. I just wanted to say, I think the Yankees need to go ahead and try to extend Soto now. I understand that he's going to want to go into free agency, and obviously Boris is going to put that on him, but can they possibly try to extend him now and maybe like throughout the year kind of coax him into, buzzing in his ear to get him to sign quickly without testing free agency? Just tell him, like, we'll give you, $50 million a year or something.
I think the best thing that can happen for the Yankees is that they continue to play well and Juan Soto continues to have a great season, because that's going to leave a positive taste in his mouth as he enters free agency. I don't think that they're going to be able to re-sign him now. Not this close to free agency. He's going to want other teams bidding on him. So is his agent, Scott Boras. But the Mets seem to be the biggest player. Now, we know that Soto has said in the past he loves hitting at Citi Field, and that I think he grew up a Mets fan, if I'm not mistaken. But the Mets are more than one or two players away from being top contenders again. We don't know what the deal is with Kodai Senga. He might end up having Tommy John. We'll see. But Soto, going into his free agency as a champion with the Yankees, would do wonders for his chances to re-sign. Even if the Yankees get deep into the playoffs, he's going to want to come back and take another shot at that rather than signing with a team that's rebuilding. I think the price tag's going to start at $500 million, and he'll probably get over $600 million, and I think he's going to get the highest average annual value in present-day money ever in baseball history. So thanks for the call. Let's just cross our fingers and hope he keeps playing well.
Hey, Derek, this is Joe from Syracuse. With the John Birdie injury, the Yankees have a slight hole at third base. I know Cabrera's been playing good. He's more of a utility player, though, and maybe he really pulls it together. I mean, he's doing pretty good for the end of the year, but I was just wondering, do you think the Yankees are going to actually do anything at the trade deadline to fill third base?
Trade deadline's about 3.5 months away, so I'd imagine these things will work themselves out. Either Oswaldo will continue to play well and he'll have the job, or he won't, and the Yankees will be searching for answers. Also, DJ LeMahieu will be back in that time. You never know who's going to step up. But I think Birdie will be back by then. there's a lot of things that can happen, but I don't anticipate the Yankees going out and trading for a third baseman at the deadline. I think at the deadline this year, they're going to be focused on pitching. They want to get through the postseason and have enough pitching to get through the postseason. Now, everybody had their eye on Bieber, but he's out for the season now with a Tommy John surgery situation. Emmanuel Clase is still out there. He is a closer. We might see him today with the Guardians, but he's somebody that is going to get some attention. There's other guys who can pop up as teams fall out of it. So keep an eye on that, but it remains to be seen what positions the Yankees will target. Thanks for the call.
Say that Volpe has done a great job taking that loop out of his swing and making more contact. But one guy that should really do the exact same thing is Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres off to a tough couple of week start, but I think when we look up in July or August, we're going to see that he's having a pretty good year, and nobody's going to really be thinking about this. He's pressing a little bit because it's his contract season, and also he had the unfortunate situation of being stuck in the leadoff spot. DJ LeMahieu was supposed to be the leadoff guy, but the Yankees once again counting on a guy who gets frequently injured for a key position. That forced them to move Gleyber into the leadoff spot where I don't think he's a leadoff hitter. I think he's a middle-of-the-order kind of RBI-producing hitter. And, obviously hasn't swung the bat well, trying to hit too many home runs, it looks like, swinging a little bit too hard. But I want to see him get back into taking the ball to right field. Once you start to see Gleyber Torres sit on that outside pitch and drive it with authority to right center field, then you know he's close. And until we start to see that, I'm going to continue to worry about Gleyber Torres. Thanks for the call.
Hello, this is Frank Healy, calling from Irvine, California. Love your show, Derek. I was wondering why we don't hear more about Spencer Jones. I know he just got injured or something like that recently down there in the minors. We're also big on the Martian, of course, but it wouldn't be nice, the Martian, Spencer Jones, Soto Judge, maybe one DH. And what are your thoughts? Thanks.
So Spencer made his season debut yesterday. I saw he hit a rope. I haven't dug into his numbers yet from the game or exit velocities or anything like that. But I think he's going to be in the major leagues next year for sure. The Martian should be back at some point this season. We talked a little bit on the postgame about whether or not he goes to AAA when he comes back, if everybody's playing well. The real question becomes, what do the Yankees do next year if Spencer Jones is ready to break out? Jason Dominguez is ready to break out. You've got Juan Soto re-signed. You've got Aaron Judge. Giancarlo Stanton still under contract. That's too many players. Something to keep an eye on. Aaron Judge, I think, has the size and athleticism to play first base, much more so than Giancarlo Stanton. And Rizzo is going to be a free agent after the year. We know that Judge has taken some reps at first base in spring training. Right after he signed the contract, the first thing he did when he showed up in camp was take some grounders at first. He's best friends with Anthony Rizzo, so maybe he can get a few pointers. But I think his long-term future is as a slugging first baseman a la Frank Thomas, and then maybe eventually DH. Juan Soto has been really good, actually, in the outfield this year, and I could see him taking over in right field. He's a little bit younger than Judge next season. And then you put the Martian in left field. I think he's better suited for left field than Spencer Jones is. And Spencer Jones can play center field. Now, Spencer Jones, a lot of people don't realize this. He's got Corbin Carroll level speed. A lot of it is due to that long stride. But he would be instantly one of the fastest players in Major League Baseball. He's faster than Anthony Volpe. He's faster than Jason Dominguez. I think he would be a fantastic center fielder. And that outfield would be hella fun to watch. Dominguez in left, Jones in center, Soto in right, Judge at first, and then Stanton at DH. And then when Stanton's gone, Judge slides over to DH, and you call up maybe Ben Rice, or you sign that Japanese Murakami for first base, something like that. I think that's the scenario we're probably looking at. If I had to wager, if there was a bet I could make on the Yankees' long-term future like that, that's kind of how I would square it up.
Hey, Derek, this is Luke. I noticed something today, and I've been noticing over the last few games. Verdugo, I think he's been playing good, but he has been taking so many strikes that are not in the zone. I don't think I've seen any other. I mean, obviously Boone got ejected for it a few games ago, but like
it seems to me like every time he's at the plate, there's balls that are being called 6 inches off the plate. And I don't know if it's umps don't like him or something, but I mean, I haven't seen that with any of the other players. Even Judge is notorious, but it seems like he's been getting better calls.
I think the umpires are just crap, and they've been crap all year. And, I mean, statistically, somebody's going to get more or worse calls. I don't think it's personal, but the calls have been absolute shit against Verdugo. They've been shit against Judge. They've been just shit in general. So, yeah, umpires are awful. I'm ready for the challenge system.
Hey, this is Tyler. It's just so gosh darn refreshing to see a team where the starting pitchers can each go like 5 or 6 innings and only give up like 2 or 3 runs. Like 2 or 3 runs is all it takes. And then we have an offense that can wear out the starting pitcher and score 3 or 4 runs in the same time frame. And then because we're wearing them down so much, we get to the bullpen, and usually the bullpen collapse when they fight down. It's just refreshing to see a competent team that can play defense, pitch, and hit. I just hope it lasts.
They're a very well-rounded team right now, Tyler. And I was saying last night on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now, that this team makes opponents throw more pitches than any team I've ever seen. Even those 90s teams. Jeter was kind of somebody who was hacking a lot. He wasn't necessarily trying to work a walk. Bernie would take a lot of pitches. O'Neill would foul off a lot of pitches. Tino would work the count sometimes. But right now, you got Judge, Soto, Volpe, even Oswaldo Cabrera, all working the count. You got to be careful with Giancarlo Stanton because he's been hitting well, so he's seeing deep counts. Rizzo always has good at-bats. This team just wears starting pitchers out. And at a time when pitchers are going max effort on every pitch, and you've got a pitch clock, teams that make the opposing pitchers work are going to have an advantage. I think the Yankees are single-handedly going to snap a few UCLs of opposing pitchers this year because they're making them work so hard.
A 12-3 start. Who would have thought that the Yankees would have won 12 out of the first 15 games? Love it so far. The one thing I'll never understand with Aaron Boone is why he continues to rest players that are hitting the cover off the baseball.
One word, analytics. You know, the analytics say that Oswaldo couldn't hit lefties, and so he sat against lefties. But now they're going to have no choice but to play him because Birdie's out for a while. So we'll see how it shakes out. Thanks for all the calls, and I'll see you after today's game. Yankees play at 1:40 p.m. Eastern Time against the Cleveland Guardians as they go for the sweep and try to move 10 games over 500. I'll see you then.